for a minute, and now we're like finally live streaming, because after all that conversation, now I feel like we need to catch everybody up on a little bit of what we were talking about, right?
Just a little bit, just a little bit.
So tell them about that conversation. So two things that we did want to share: your conversation with the underwriter, which was good, which is the fact that you can have that conversation with the underwriter is like fantastic. And then the other thing is, like, this is what I tell people about you all the time, is like, there's a million products out there and people have a million products, but you know, your ability to
get it closed and identify. Because there's a lot of people out there that throw a lot of smoke, you know, a lot of smoke. Oh, I got this, I got that, I got this, I got that. But I've learned over the years, and it doesn't matter what the AE tells me, if it's a broker or banker, whatever the deal is, I do not use people that have not performed in the past. So I try to keep every loan in-house that my underwriter is looking at that we can do. But if we got to go outside the box, a bank statement loan, a foreign national, whatever the case may be, I only use people that I have closed consistently with if I'm outside of my realm. And then I also tell my agents up front on our weekly updates as well, hey, this is a broker deal. I'm just letting you know, we need more time. Give me 30 days. I can't do this in 21 days. I can't, can't do this in 17 days. Versus if I have a client that's been PYT'd and we've already underwritten completely up front, which we do that a lot on. Yes, if you put an offer in and you want to close in 17 days, we can do that if we've already been PYT. Right. If we've already taken the 4 or 5 days to get them completely underwritten up front, then we can put in those 17 and 21 day close date. Because all I'm waiting for is an appraisal. I already have all the credit docs. I have everything, So, and we can do that with a veteran. We can do that with FHA. We can do that with different people. And talking about FHA, guys, there's a lot of loan officers, even Bettina's seen it as a listing agent, that people are putting in conventional offers when in reality they're FHA. And in this market, if you're not upfront with the listing agent, they're going to cut your little legs off. Bettina, share what happened.
Yeah. So thank you. So here's what happened. So we had a buyer who had a relationship with a loan officer. He turned out to be VA. And that loan officer actually told me they could go conventional, and then knew on the back end that she was going to switch it. Well, that was a while back, but a lot of loan officers are being coached to lie to the realtor so because listing agents want conventional offers. Well, here's the deal. I know how to do my job, and I know you guys know how to do your job, because if you would not have been invited to Reload to go to this program if you didn't know how to do your job, right? And that is to advocate for your clients and to write the best offers and help listing agents communicate with their sellers so they're confident with your buyer's offer. But the problem comes when you lie up front. In this market, if it is let's pretend 30-day close, that value of that house in this market right now where we're at in North Texas, it could have gone up 5 or 10%. On a $400,000 house, what's 5%?
20 grand.
20 grand. So let me tell you, if I was a seller, if I was a listing agent, if I was a seller, listing agent, whatever, right? And I knew my buyer lied to me on that one thing, and let me ask you, if you go from conventional to FHA, do you need the seller to approve that? Do you need the seller to sign off on something?
He's got to sign on the finance addendum.
On the finance addendum, does a seller have to agree to that? Seller does not have to agree to that. So when you are a buyer's agent, you cannot get mad at the seller for turning down 20 grand because your lender wasn't honest and upfront. Correct. So I'm letting you know this happens, this will happen. And I don't want anybody in our friend group, and I know, Lewis, you don't want anybody in your peer group to have to go through that. The producing agents in our market is a small group.
And it's the top 10% is doing 90% of the work.
Right.
So it's the same thing with loan originators. I took an offer on my house, VA. Okay. I'm a veteran myself. It was the best offer we received. We got a bunch of conventionals. We got a cash buy, said that they were going to do a cash buy. But I took a VA offer on my house. Why? Because they had already been underwritten. So they had sent me the DU and approval that they had already met all their conditions. Just like our PYT product, okay? When we do a PYT for a veteran and we have that certificate from the underwriter, to me, that's like gold. Plus I can assign $12,000 to the seller, which makes up that 4 or 5% increase. So if they lose, or if we don't close, they get that 12 grand, the seller does. I mean,
Right.
that's night and day. But I accepted the VA offer, one, because I understand that VA or FHA or conventional, to me, when it comes down to the closing, it's all the same amount of money. It's
the
cash
same
coming in.
net.
It's
And the
the same net.
appraisal and the appraisal qualifications, there used to be a stigma about appraisal qualifications. There's not.
VA
It's
is simpler now.
Yeah.
VA is much, guys, VA right now is simpler than FHA and conventional. When they came to appraise my house, I was there with the appraiser and I said, hey, are you going to check the faucets and this and that? He goes, no, we don't do that in VA anymore. He goes, all we do is if we see something obvious. He goes, but if everything looks in working condition, I don't check anything like I do FHA. Because FHA, I have to turn the faucets on. I got to make sure the hot water comes on. I got to do all these things, this checklist. He goes, but on VA, I don't have to do that anymore.
So and this is critical.
And VA does not have a max loan limit anymore.
Yeah.
So you guys are missing out the way things are going up right now. I mean, my house sold for over $1 million and it was a straight at VA. VAs are going up to 5 million now. So you guys that are listing agents out there really need to recognize that VAs are very much stronger offered today than it was 2 or 3 years ago.
So the opportunities are there. Our industry is always shifting. It was different 15 years ago. It shifted over that 5-year period. Like every 5 years, you need to make sure that you're on top of your education. And and I hope that we bring you value on this. If there's something you have any questions on the loan side, Lewis is an amazing resource. And actually we call him when we need vendors, we need loans, he is in everybody's business and he's in everything.
I'm a connector. If I can't do something, I'm going to connect you to somebody who will. Like this week alone, I've had 3 people call me on commercial stuff and I sent them to a commercial person that was able to get them a great deal. Like I do some commercial, I have 30-year fixed products, but my rate's going to be a little bit higher than the local bank. So I asked the client, hey, are you sensitive? Do you want something long-term? No. Our goal is 3 to 5 years. Okay, well, I'm going to send you to a local bank that I know it's going to take care of you, right? I'm not going to send you to somebody I don't trust. Because that relationship that I have with you, if I connect you with somebody, the reason why I'm connecting you is because I've vetted them. But number 2, I want to make sure I connect you with the right person so that when you do need a mortgage or you do need to refinance or you do need to do a cash out, because I connected you properly, you're coming back to me, right? Yeah. It's like Bettina's the best listing agent I have ever met, period, bar none. Now, because she's a till of the hun, okay? Now, I have a lot of agents in my group that are great listing agents as well, but Bettina has a unique feature about her because she is, I don't know, man, she's like the master.
Systematic.
It's got to be what it is. But I mean,
systematic. And you know what? It's duplicatable and scalable. Anybody can do it. So the people that follow the system that we teach them, right? I'm happy to share with you my system.
And see, everybody that I've sent to Bettina that has learned from Bettina has become a Bettina. I mean, they follow that system.
Actually, they become they're better because I am capped on my limitations. They take what I have, the wisdom that I have gained and learned from other people, and they take it to the next level. The key here as a listing agent and people, I tell people all the time, we're not selling house. Our goal is not to get the house to sold. Our goal in this market is to squeeze every $1,000 that you can out of this market. Every $1,000 that you can.
And a VA deal, believe it or not, a lot of times, I was shocked how high our appraisal came in. A lot of times they're stronger. The appraisers are stronger than the conventionals. I've noticed that on the last 3 or 4. I've had 3 or 4 VA deals that have offered 20, 25, and 30,000 over, and the house appraised.
You know what? I was
shocked. Like the appraisal came in and I went, holy cow, it met value.
It met value. But you know what? Here's what I'm thinking. Because you know the VA, all this stuff, it's designed to protect the veterans. So I'm wondering if the evolution was that they recognized that they weren't actually protecting, they were protecting the veterans to such a point that they were hurting them, right? So I'm wondering if they've come around to recognizing that we need to actually add value to the veterans. Our way of protecting the veterans is to allow them to have home ownership, allowing them to win and setting them up for success. And I think the Veterans Association, whoever the veteran people, bravo to them for advocating and fighting and truly keeping the veterans in their heart, because they deserve it.
That's one thing I am proud of AmeriFirst is they put their money where their mouth is with the veterans. With the PYT program, that they're willing to do up to $20,000. I mean, that is huge.
Oh, I thought it was 10. I was off. 20.
No. It's 15,000 is the regular PYT program, and you're allowed to, and you're allowed to assign a certain amount, I think 6,000 or 7,000 to the seller. On the veteran program, you're allowed to assign up to 12,000 to the seller, and it's a total of $20,000 for the protection.
Wow, that's fantastic. On that note, let's end this call and
yes, man,
everybody have an amazing